met her early January of my freshman year. Something from the movies, at a dance, immediate chemistry. 2 weeks later we're dating. I fall in love with this girl over the following months, and about half a year in she informs me that she was raped literally days before our meeting. I didn't know really how to handle this, but I did my best to give her my unconditional love and support. Time moved on, we became closer with each passing day, of course with a few rough nights here and there from flashbacks, memories, accidental triggers. Closing in on our 1-year mark, we go home for Christmas break, and when we return the following January, she has completely changed. She can't manage having any sort of physical connection whatsoever. Even so much as hugging had become too much for her. But I was in love with her. Physical intimacy was something I could absolutely overlook, but things got worse for her. Nights up crying became more regular. I tried to have her go to talk to someone, but she wouldn't budge. Each day got worse as she became too afraid to even be on a bus, as that meant she would be close to any other given male. Going to class became a struggle as well. Then rumors began to pop up. We're both in the Greek system, so the larger network of people that we were with generally overlapped quite a bit, and word began to spread I was harming her, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, that it was actually I who was the one who raped her. I ignored them. I didn't care. Anyone who believed those rumors obviously didn't know me in the slightest, and if they were the type of person to believe rumors at face value, they weren't people I wanted to affiliate myself with. I just wanted to help her get better, become the girl I fell in love with that night again. She grew more distant. I didn't see her for days, and eventually, weeks on end. At this point I had been dealing with all this for about 5 months. I was losing myself every single day to this struggle. The woman I loved was falling apart in front of me, and I was frantically just trying to put the pieces back together. And one day she messaged me via text, in short saying everything was my fault, that I was a monster, to never contact her again. I couldn't believe it. I was destroyed. I had no answers, no resolutions. Over the following weeks I sought out answers from friends, her sorority sisters, but no one would even speak a word on the subject. Many of the girls actually despised me at this point due to the rumors from above. Many of the sororities ostracized me. The summer between my sophomore/junior year began shortly after this, and I was utterly alone. My friends were home. I lived with 2 girls who I didn't know, simply for financial reasons. I was working 2 jobs and taking summer courses. All I did was work. Keep my mind preoccupied from what had happened, saving massive amounts of details. A few months later I was finally shed light on some of the things that happened. Turns out she was the one who had been spreading the rumors, and she actually believed they were true. Apparently there is a psychological phenomena called projecting your memories onto people, or vice versa. She believed I had been doing these things to her, and was telling everyone. I had become the monster in her eyes. As a result, almost everyone, in our large friend network, knew my name. I was someone to be avoided. I guess I didn't really keep it that short. You'll be fine up. I'm not saying my incident is better or worse than yours, only that it'll end, and you will come out of it alive. Best of luck. X had a porn addiction. I offered couples counseling to try to work shit out. He initially agreed, but when I had chosen the counselor he backed out. He stopped speaking to me for 2/3 weeks. We lived together and shared a bed, so that was awkward. He waited until our 7-year anniversary to break up with me, but refused to move out. He moved to the spare room, but left his clothes in my room, and undressed in front of me in the morning for work. When he got home he said I was making it difficult and uncomfortable to live there because I had cried myself to sleep, and it kept him awake. I again told him he should move in with his parents instead to avoid this. He finally did, but let himself back into the house several times over the next week while I was in work. He took the TV, Xbox and games and shit, which fair enough were his, but he also took every cup, plate, bowl, item of cutlery, glass, etc. He also went into the attic, rifled through my late grandmother's things searching for more shit to take, and took the *king attic ladder so I couldn't get up there. I made him meet me in a cafe to hand the *king key over. He made me sign a declaration that I received it, so I couldn't claim he still had it. I couldn't afford rent alone, so I moved into a new place in the same town. Within a couple weeks he had tracked me there. Let himself into my car with the spare key we had left at his parents', that I forgot about, and was in no position to demand anyway, given that he learned his misogynistic *kid behavior from his dad and enabler mom. Took the car and left the contents, reusable shopping bags, CDs etc., in the parking space. But worst of all, he told me I was broken and could not be fixed. Foo asterisk ku, you total foo asterisk kingsh asterisk thea. And I hope this gets back to you. You're a grade A asterisk shoal. Hope the salary keeps you warm at night, you cold-hearted prick. So this happened when I was 19 to 20. I went to go backpack across Europe for 3 weeks and to visit my girlfriend who was doing a study abroad program for our school. So I'm really excited. I hadn't seen my girlfriend for months. I am staying at her flat for a couple of days to see her and to plan my trip. About 2 days and her roommates were just being straight up cunts. I mean, they were just insulting me, putting me down. I would say something back, and they would run off to my girlfriend and cry. My girlfriend would get upset, and all I want to do is spend time with her. I mean, I'm in freaking Italy, I don't want to fight. I would go to the roommates and apologize, and then apologize to my girlfriend for causing an issue, and that I didn't mean to. We planned a trip to go into France and visit Paris. I had intended to pop the question there, but her roommates decided that they wanted to go, and she invited them. I tried to change her mind, but then we would argue, and I didn't want to deal with it. So I looked at the roommate and said, look, I've done nothing to you the entire time I have been here. Why are you being such a massive cu asterisk t? Her roommate ran off to her room crying. My girlfriend starts yelling at me as we are walking down the stairs of the complex. She is still yelling at me while we are standing waiting for the bus. She is still yelling at me while we are on the bus. I snappity stood up and laid it into her, all of my frustration I had from the week I spent there. I just unleashed on her all at once. On a crowded bus, I was in her face yelling at her at the top of my lungs and ended it right there. Got off the bus and went to a bar and started drinking and spent the rest of my time having a blast. Never saw her again. I wish I could take that week back and spend it doing something else, but I didn't. Let it ruin the rest of my trip. My boyfriend at the time went on vacation with his family to Florida. I trusted him and thought nothing of it. While he was gone, one of my classmates was friends with his brother and got a call that my boyfriend was cheating on me during vacation. She approached me and spilled her guts. I figured I would play it cool and ask him when he returned. Well, on my way home one day, one of my male friends and I crossed paths and caught up outside. One of his friends, my boyfriend, to tell him. He called me and accused me of everything imaginable. Guilty much. When he returned, I caught wind that he was cheating on me with someone I knew. I still brushed it off. On Valentine's Day, this girl approached me and explained they were together, had been for a while, and it was over between he and I.